Welcome back, East Coast Frank here. Another beautiful, chilly Monday morning. Quite a busy Monday morning actually for me. Got a couple jobs on the go today, so running around for that. I have some meetings pretty much all morning. It's going to be a lot of driving today, which is kind of typical for Monday. On a side note, on a good note, wasn't out plowing this weekend, which is kind of a first. It was nice. Didn't really know what to do with myself, to be honest. It was the first weekend in a while that we didn't have to do something snow related or anything like that, so it was kind of odd at this point. But nice. I won't lie. So heading out to one of the drainage jobs I had quoted. We did some rough work earlier on in the year, and now it's time to start putting some stuff together. This customer was getting a lot of water in their basement due to hydrostatic pressure. When I showed up originally, the whole yard was basically underwater, which if I still have the pictures, I think I do, I'll probably put them there and there maybe. The yard was a mess. Had nowhere to drain to. There was some drainage done previously. This couple had been in this house for about 18 years. Never had an issue until this point. Some more development, I think, happened further up in the subdivision, so that changed the course of some of the water, which added to their yard issues. And the fact that they had nowhere for their water really to drain to sort of was amplified, and their drain tile just couldn't handle it anymore. So they were getting water in the basement multiple times over multiple storms. So we came in, the first order was get the water away from the house, do some trenching, do some ditching, ensure that the flow of water is going to go away rather than sit around that foundation and overwhelm the drain tile itself, which was achieved. We completed that, and it's been tested now pretty much all winter in some pretty significant rainfalls. And it's been holding up perfectly. Not an ounce of moisture in the basement since. So it's time to get the yard usable again. So coming up with solutions for making sure that water can still flow, because it is a significant flow rate. I haven't worked out any numbers on it, but it's massive. It is massive, the amount of flow going through this property. So it's been held off until some nicer weather, which we're now starting to see. So I'm hoping to get some of it done. We were there last week, got a little bit of it done, but the ground was too frozen to continue. Today it's -7 right now, so I highly doubt we'll be able to do much more today, but I am going to go up and see if we can get some of the rock lining done. That's going to make the area a little prettier to look at in some of the other areas. So just going up to meet the crew there now. They should be arriving there shortly and go over what I expect for today, and then hope for some warmer weather tomorrow, which I think we're supposed to get, and that will allow us to continue with the rest of the project. So we will check in once we get there. So we're on site now. Just went over with the operator what we want to do. This is the ditch that was roughed in. That's allowing this water that was in the yard to escape. As you can see, it's quite deep, but it had to be to get this water from the front yard into the backyard. And it has been flowing like this since we've done it. It has not stopped, which is quite something that all this water was trapped here. In the heavy rains, he has some pretty substantial videos that he'd sent me during storms to show me the flow, and it was just unreal, the amount of water coming down through here. But part of, like I said, what we want to do is we want to try to pretty this all back up now that, you know, we've achieved the goal of getting the water removed. There was nothing here at all. It was straight across. The water would come across his driveway and just sit right there in the woods on both sides. So we are going to add a bit of rock to this too, because it is sitting a little low here. So we will bring this level up just so we can shove that out a little faster through our system. And that will help keep things moving, keep water from sitting. Still water is bad water. So we'll make sure that we get that moving in the right direction, and then everything will be good. Last week, like I said, we were here. We did an extension to the driveway because the driveway was a little narrow now that we did that. So the operator added some culvert to the end and extended the driveway cut over, which allows more space for the customers, and that water can flow all the way down, which is nice. This side was the same thing. It was all trapped. He was getting sinkholes in his lawn because the water had nowhere to go, so we opened all these drains up, all these ditches up, cleared them out, let the water flow. Again, I think I have some pictures of this when it wasn't completed, and there was a lot of water sitting in there. So the crew is here now, getting geared up to start working on phase 2. Well, so 2 visits down. It's only 9:30. It's gonna be one of those Mondays. I'm on my way out to Fall River now to look at another project for a new customer, to see if there's anything we can do for them there. They're having some drainage issues, actually near one of the other properties I already worked on. It's right next door, so we'll see what we can come up with them to see if we can help them out as well. The previous customer, the one next door, we put a road in for, so unrelated. On a side note, don't wash your truck when it's cold out. I had a couple minutes while I was waiting for an insurance person to show up to look at something, and I sprayed my truck off, and now my windshield wipers won't shut off. So I keep spraying them with fluid to keep them lubed up a bit. When I get stopped here, I'm going to have to lift them up and let them go. To put my truck in the shop and let it thaw out, I guess. I must have got water in the computer or something. Oh my, it never ends. There's always something. Anyway, we'll see how this next visit goes, and then we might get back up to that other site. I have a couple estimates I got to get off this morning too, so I might put my truck in the shop, let that warm up when I get back, and then do those estimates. And once that's done, then I will go back out to the other site and see how they're making out. Yeah, typical Monday. Typical Monday. Busy, 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 busy. Anyway, we will keep you in the loop. Well, just like every other day, something always happens or changes what I'm going to be doing. So now I'm down in Ship Harbor doing some crusher dust on a road that we have some demolition work going on. It is pretty steep, but it looks pretty muddy to me, so I don't know what the concern was. Some of the drivers didn't want to come down. Anyway, I'm here now, so I'm gonna do it. It was like an hour and 10-minute drive, so we'll lace it up and make sure that it's at least done. But it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Today is Thursday. The week has been going along pretty much like every other week at this point. Busy and chaotic and crazy. I'm in one of my old trucks today. Poor girl has seen better days. She's in rough shape now, but she has a Salter on her, so that's why I took it. We'll see how these drivers make out through the day. They got a long haul, I guess, to get to the disposal facility, but all in all, it's not that bad. It's a nice day for a drive, a little bit overcast. Yeah, so we'll check back in a few. It is a steep hill, I'll give them that. It's definitely steep, but it's not that bad at all. After tracking on it a few times, pretty well mud. Anyway, we'll do it anyway, just to keep everyone happy, keep them from complaining. And yeah, then we'll make that long drive back to the city, and then get back to what we were doing before. Well, I will say this, it is beautiful down here. Even on a gray day like today, it's really pretty. At least it's a nice drive. Well, it is now Friday. And we're back on site. Just checking to see how things are making out with the drainage. Looks like water's flowing nicely. We've still got some cleanup to do with some of that rock and the edges here. Make that a little prettier. It's a bit messy. Culvert looks good though. Just gonna have to pick up some of them rocks, tidy that up. Culvert extension looks good. We did that the other day. I don't know why that's spray painted. I'll have to ask the operator about that. Water in here. Yeah, we definitely got to get some of this moving. I have to get some more rock put in here. This was a bit swampy in this area. It's not really flowing as quick as I wanted. There's some shelf rock back there, so we couldn't get that culvert any deeper. Looks like he's just working on the cleanup there now. Sounds like he needs some grease. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Just flowing out of there. We still got room on that because it's dropping out of that culvert. We've still got some space there we can work with. Which is good because it looks like we're going to need it to get that flowing. I want him to take some of these rocks and line this whole ditch as well, just to make that prettier. It's pretty rough looking right now. And we'll go check out the outflow. Some rocks there. Still got some frost in the ground in the woods area, which is, I guess maybe because the sun doesn't hit it. It's supposed to go up to 13 degrees today, so anything that's left should hopefully come out of it today. Once we get moving, still got some to clean up there as well. It's a bit chunky. Yeah, she is frosty. Still frosty, 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 frosty. There's the water coming out of the pipe. Do a little bit of cleaning up around this edge too. Slope this off a little better. We put some rock in. Yeah, coming along. So he's doing all right, but as we were fueling the machine up there, notice he's missing one of his connectors. So I am on my way back now to go see if we have another quick change coupler that I can get on that machine before we get any dirt or anything into that that valve. It's not leaking or anything, but because it's off. But yeah, we're gonna need to get something in there so we don't end up messing up that valve. So that is where I'm off to now. I'm gonna run back to our shop and see what we got laying around for parts for that machine and bring that back down and get her buttoned up so it doesn't cause any damage to it. And yeah, we will go from there and see how the rest of the day progresses. Saying it's going to be up to possibly 17 degrees today, which is going to be nice. Another beautiful day in Nova Scotia. It's a little gray, rain a little bit this morning, but some high temperatures for this time of year, so I will take it. I will take it. All right, we will check back in when we got a part, hopefully.
A few moments later.
So, that was a no-go on the part. Could not find one. We don't have one in stock, so I'm going to have to get one picked up for that. Doesn't seem to be an immediate need anyway. Like I said, nothing's leaking out, so we should not have to worry about it. We'll get it done when we get that machine back. We'll just flush out the switch there and make sure there's no dirt or nothing in there, because you don't want to get any dirt in that hydraulic line and mess up that valve anyway. So when they get it back, they can flush it out, clean it up, and we'll put in the part then. So anyway, I'm just gonna head back down there now just to see how he's making out. Today is hopefully the last day for this one for now. There is another phase to this project. Kind of broke it up into phases just to make it a little bit easier to swallow as far as progress and pricing. Excuse me. So yeah, so we'll see what happens, and maybe I'll do some measuring for the next progress while I'm there as well. We're looking at maybe a bigger retaining wall with some open blocks and some more drainage thrown in behind that, just to kind of keep the things moving that we need moving and make things as pretty as possible as well. So fun. When I get up there, if there's anything worth talking about, we will come back and see you then. So it's starting to look good, starting to get shaped up. I'm getting it reinforced and filled in. Getting the yard scraped up a bit. Obviously it's going to be a little mucky and wet right now just because of the time of year and everything's thawing out. But yeah, not bad for a cleanup. Doing a pretty good job. We just got to get this section completed, and then you can start working on the upper ditch that I want to line and raise a little bit, because I think the grade of that's too low at this point. There's too much crap in it, so we'll get that raised up here hopefully this afternoon, and then go from there.